we are going to begin with Thursday night football in the ACC. Virginia at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, a 3-point home favorite. This one, again, Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN with a total of 47. What are you looking at in this one other than some offense for Virginia? Because they haven't really showed it much this year. I have a friend who's a UVA alum who's like tweeting every Saturday, this team is terrible. This team can't move the ball. Well, he's right.
He is right, yeah. Virginia's just been beyond inefficient this year. 125th in total EPA, 105th in plays run per game, 128th in passing, again, despite having Brennan Armstrong, who threw for over 4,000 yards last year. It's fine. This team is just completely broken. Georgia Tech, though, their offense is not much better, even under their new interim Brent Key. They're 115th in success rate on the year, but they are on a 2-game win streak, and those wins are over Pitt and Duke, who Duke's playing good football this year. So those are 2 really quality wins that they're riding. And then they have a bye week. They're riding a bye week coming into this game. So, Georgia Tech is leaning into the run game a little bit more. They're playing a lot better defense under this new guy. I don't know if it's a coaching change. I don't know if it's just a small sample size or if they're just playing harder. The point is they're playing not the worst football in the ACC. That title belongs to Virginia. But they actually Virginia has actually been pretty impressive defending the run. They're 18th in EPA per game against the run. And that's what Georgia Tech's going to want to do. Jeff Sims, good quarterback, inconsistent, but he's a playmaker. But they're going to want to run the heck out of the ball. If you look at their splits in the last 2 games, they're lining their top 2 backs up and Jeff Sims and being like, we're going to run this ball 50 times a game. So I'm going to actually lean under the point total here at 47. Because Virginia, again, counters pretty well with that. I don't think either team's going to be moving the ball that well. This might be a tough watch.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think I'll be watching the other game that's on Thursday night instead of this one. But yeah, I think you make great points here in terms of betting this one for sure. And I think that I want to go back to the well here, talking about a lot of people, novice bettors, will be looking at ESPN FPI, asking the question why Georgia Tech is a 3-point favorite if they are actually in FPI about a point worse than Virginia. And I think you make the point that you got to look at a little bit more of I'm not saying look at small samples, but I'm saying look at what they've done recently. They're starting to make improvements. This is not a line that's certainly implying that Georgia Tech has 4 points of home field advantage by any stretch. I would think you would agree with that.
Yeah,
but
no.
it's more of a comment that you see the Yellow Jackets improving.
Yeah, definitely look at the season-long splits, but we're at a point in the season which it sucks to say we have 7 full weeks of data behind us that we should be looking at last 2, and comparing it to the season as a whole. Are they playing better? Are they playing worse? Especially with a lot of coaching shakeup that we've seen so far this year, it is really important to make sure that you know how this team is playing right now, as opposed to just taking their season-long splits out of context.
All that being said, you know me, I like to look for live opportunities here, and I think I'm going to risk Georgia Tech maybe giving up a field goal or punting on their first possession, and then we can get a -2.5 here probably on Georgia Tech to get under that key number of 3.